Hello, friends, YouTube viewers, and my subject mates. Welcome to Bidway's English Learning Channel. As all of you know, that we have a new syllabus for 12th standard for this academic year. Here I am going to explain all the topics, poems, and writing skills in simple language one by one. So don't worry about it. Learn and understand in easy way. Dear friends, in my last video, I have introduced you the first story, An Astrologer's Day, written by R.K. Narayan. Now today I would like to start second topic of the prose section, that is on saying please by A.G. Gardiner. Let's go to start it. At the beginning of the topic, I shall introduce you the writer A.G. Gardiner and his work and contribution in English writing and literature. See the brief description of the writer A.G. Gardiner. Alfred George Gardiner was born in 2nd June in 1865 at Chelmsford in United Kingdom and died in 3rd March 1946. He was well known by pen name Alpha of the Plug. He was an English journalist, editor, and author. At the age of 37, he was appointed editor of the Daily News in London. His essays are uniformly elegant, graceful, and humorous. The pillars of the society, pebbles on the shore, many furrows and leaves in the wind are some of his best known writings. His uniqueness lies in his ability to teach the basis truth of life in an essay and amusing manner. He raised the questions of morality in everyday life. On saying please, he points out the value of good manners in social life and emphasize the importance of courtesy and politeness in daily behavior. He shows how polite speech and manners sweeten the atmosphere around, and how discourtesy and ill manners spoil or pollute it. Dear viewers, do you know this essay is too large to complete in a single video? So I have divided this essay in three parts. Today I would like to explain some important elements of the essay on saying please in part 1. Let's go to start one by one. See, the essay begins with the author recounting an incident of a lift man who threw a passenger out of the lift. The problem was that the passenger rather rudely demanded to be taken to the top floor. The liftman wanted more polite request prefaced with the word please. Since the passenger refused to use the word please, then the liftman threw him out of the lift. Commenting on the incident, the author points out that the action of the liftman cannot be condemned. He thinks so because politeness is not considered to be legally punishable offense. Now, see, then the author wants to describe how discourtesy affects of our daily life. Should a person use the violence against a burglar who has entered his house or against anyone who has assaulted him? The law will side with him or in favor of him. This is so because both robbery and assault are forbidden by the law. However, there can be no law against rude behavior. The author feels that although we may feel sympathetic towards the lift man, we must agree that the law is right in not giving us the freedom to use violence against people whose manners or expressions we don't like. For we were given such liberty, our hands would be always busy hitting people and the drains of the city would run blood all the time. See, physical appearance or some misbehavior. If someone spoke in loud tone, if someone this call on the face, it means not for us to knock to the ears. The author says that only penalty one has to pay for being rude or arrogant is that people will call him a rude fellow. The law, on the other hand, will protect rather than punish him. The legal system doesn't impose any restriction on manners, just as it doesn't impose any restriction on one's appearance. Law doesn't compel to us wax our mustache, dye our hairs, and put ringlets here back down. It doesn't do any compulsion about our appearance. The hurting of a person's feeling is not considered is a case where the person who inflicts the hurt must be made to pay for damage. The law has no provision for defending people from moral or intellectual damages by uncouth people. Despite this, however, Gardiner asserts that such damages are in no way negligible. The rude person's behavior towards the liftman must have seemed to the latter as insult to his social position. This must hurt more than a kick on his shins because he may get the law to act against the one who has kicked him, and in any case, the pain of a kick soon passes away. The wound caused to one's self respect, on the other hand, doesn't heal easily. Here, the author imagines how the liftman must have brooded over the insult day, and now, upon returning home, he must have grinned vent to his anger upon his wife in the evening. Bad manners easily infect people who come across it. The author gives another example from a play, The Rivals by Sheridan, to illustrate the point. Here, the writer has taken another example uh, from the drama, which is very famous, in title of the drama The Rivals. In that drama, Sir Anthony Absolute bullies or threatens his son Captain Absolute, who gets annoyed and passes on his annoyance to his person servant Fag, who in turn goes and kicks one of the lower servant page boy in the household. Trying to trace the root of the passenger's rude behavior, the writer A.G. Gardiner guesses that the problem might have begun with a housemaid who had been rude to the cook, who as a result might have been rude his mistress, who in consequence might have passed on her annoyance to her husband, who ultimately passed on his annoyance by being rude to the liftman. Here you can observe, you can see the chain, how one person insulted to another person, how one person misbehave with the another person. Bad manners, in his opinion, are highly contagious and poison our life in general than the entire list of legally recognized crimes in the court. If a woman is boxed or beaten by an otherwise gentle husband, her eyes becomes black. There is too much injury. But in our society, you can see there are many more who suffer in silence from bad temper. Yet the law cannot do anything in this regard. No decalogue. Decalogue means 10 commands are given in religious book Bible. This decalogue explains how make the life successful, how follow the politeness, humbleness, modestness, and courtesy to make the life pleasureful. But according to the author, he says no decalogue could make a list of all the harm infected by manners, modes, facial expressions, and the like. Nor can these be dictated by any law. Although everybody must necessarily support the law in the case of the liftman, people will paradoxically feel sympathy for him just because the law cannot compel us to use expressions such as please doesn't mean that we can do any with customs that are more sacred than even the law. Further, the writer points one such customs of civilized man is to acknowledge a service. The author says that words like please and thank you are the small coins we pay on our journey through life as a civilized human beings living in a civil society. These courtesies allow us to live in society without frictions. Besides, these words help to keep cooperations between human beings on a level of friendliness and goodwill instead of dividing us into superiors who orders inferiors. The author wants to say that only a very vulgar person will order for a service which he can have by merely asking this. So, because whereas a request will provide the service with goodwill, an order might provide the service but not only with resentment. In this passage, the author wants to say if we demands, if we have been given service by anyone, suppose for example, if you went to hotel and the waiter has given you best service, you should acknowledge by saying the word thank you or asking something, you should use the word please instead of annoyed, instead of feeling angers. Dear friends, here I have tried to explain some passages of the essay on saying please in a simple language. I think you can understand betterly. If you like this video, share, comment, and subscribe it. Don't forget to watch my next video that will be consisting of part number 2. Goodbye. See you next. अरे झालंच नाही. कसं काय एवढं रेकॉर्ड झालाच नाही एवढं करून. काहीतरी चुकलं कडे. आता हाच तरी साई आणि माझ्याशिवाय करता काय. एकवीस मिनिटाचा झालता व्हिडिओ. उघड बरं साईला बोलवलं केलं आणि कुठं गेलं.